Thank you very much. So good evening. I'm very happy to be here and to be able to talk to you a little bit about the University of Lille. I'll give you a little bit of a presentation about the university and the kinds of work that we do at the university. And then if you have any questions, you can put them in the chat and I'll be happy to answer them. Of course, at the end, I'll show you some contact information so you can contact us directly with questions. So as you heard, the University of Lille is located in the city of Lille in France, which is way up in the north. You can see it on the map here, that Lille is way far in the north of Paris, in fact, on the Belgian border. And Lille is France's fourth largest metropolitan area, depending on how you count metropolitan areas, but it's quite big. It's a very a large region. The city of Lille itself has only about maybe 230,000 people, but the greater Lille area has over 1 million people in it. And as you can see from the map, we're also located very close to other large metropolitan areas. So we're close to Paris, about 200 kilometers from Paris. We're close to Brussels. Actually, we're closer to Brussels than we are to Paris. So we're about a 35-minute train ride from Paris, 50 minutes from Paris, 50 minutes from Paris, 35 minutes from Brussels, an hour and 20 minutes from London through the Channel Tunnel. And we're actually not too far from Amsterdam either. We're about a 2.5-hour train ride from Amsterdam. And Lille, you'll see when I talk about the history of the university, has a very rich cultural heritage. So here are just a few pictures that give you an idea of what the city is like. So you have a fountain in front of the art museum, the opera over here, the Paris Gate. This is at the back of the old stock exchange building, and a few others as well. This is the old stock exchange again. This is the opera again. So you can see the Lille has a very interesting architecture, especially in a couple of these pictures. You can see some of the old Flemish style architecture. So a little bit of information about the University of Lille, which is mainly just stories of mergers and breaking apart and merging again. That's really a lot of what's happened. So as you see here, interestingly enough, the university, at the origin of the University of Lille was founded by Philip II, who's the King of Spain in the late 16th century, because at that time, Lille, which is in a region called Flanders, was actually part of the Habsburg Empire, the Kingdom of Spain. And so it's actually Spanish at the time, as were the Netherlands and parts of Belgium. So that was the original founding of what is now the University of Lille. The more modern version of what we have today was created by merging some different schools in Lille. So schools of literature, science, law, and medicine. And in fact, Louis Pasteur, the great Louis Pasteur, was the first dean of the Faculty of Science here at the University of Lille before he went and did more work in Paris. In the sort of really modern history then, there was this large University of Lille that was split into three because there was a kind of tradition at that time in France to split universities into more specialized schools. And so this one university was split into three. There was the University of Lille Science and Technology, the University of Lille Law and Health, and the University of Lille Humanities and Social Sciences. But then here we are now 40 some years later, and there was a decision in 2014 to re-merge the universities and create the large University of Lille. And this 4-year process was completed in 2018 to establish what we now have as the University of Lille. And we're currently undergoing a second process to incorporate some other schools into the university. So an engineering school called Central Institut Lille, a school of political science, Sciences Po Lille, a school of architecture, and a school of journalism. So this will happen in January of 2022. So what do we look like today in 2020? So some key figures for you. The University of Lille is one of the largest universities in France. We have 73,000 students this year, and around 9,500 students are international students coming from 148 different countries. So we have a large international student population. 2,000 or close to 2,000 of our students are doctoral students. And we have 6 main campuses. So we're a big university. We don't have just one campus. We have 6 large campuses that are all located in and around Lille, except for the Marine Sciences campus, which is located on the coast in a town called Wimereux. We have 3,400 research and teaching staff and about 66 research laboratories at the university. We cover all areas of study, so arts, literature, and languages, law, economics, management, health studies, so that includes dental, medicine, and pharmacy, humanities and social sciences, science and technology, and then also sports sciences. So we have all of these areas of study. We don't have, there are some things we're still missing, so we don't have veterinary science, for example, or theology. We have one of our big policies at the university is to try and cater to international students by having some degrees that are offered entirely or at least partially in English. So at the undergraduate level, we only have 3, I have to say. We have one in business administration, economics management, and then a bilingual English and French degree in the life sciences. But we have far more at the master's level. So here's just a list in science, technology, and healthcare. So I'm not going to read the list, but you'll see that 6 of those are labeled as Erasmus Mundus master's degrees. So what this means actually is that it's part of a consortium. So when you come and do an Erasmus Mundus degree, you have part of your degree is done at more than one university. So you might come to Lille for 1 or 2 semesters, then go to another university for another semester, and maybe even to another university for another semester. So they're very competitive and very specialized degrees. And about 2/3 of the students who are in an Erasmus Mundus degree can apply for very generous scholarship funding to be able to live on while they do the Erasmus Mundus degree. So you can see these are the 6 that we have in the sciences and technology. Then we have another in globalization and European integration, and then one in transnational migration. So alongside these other degrees that we have that are taught in English. So you have quite a few possibilities in all different domains if you're interested in studying at the University of Lille and you don't feel like your French is quite up to scratch. For graduate studies, the MA and PhDs are organized into what we call graduate schools. So we have 6 graduate schools that cover all of the same areas that we just have talked about. So we try to sync up the master's degrees and the PhD so that if you do one of our research master's degrees, it will lead very naturally into a PhD program. And we offer a number of PhD scholarships to support students while they do their PhD studies. In terms of research, we have, here's now it says 66 research units, so it says 65 on the earlier slide. So we have some mergers going on in the research units. So we have between 65 and 70, let's say it that way, research units, many of which are associated with our national research organizations in France. So France has national research organizations. So the CNRS, which is the largest and covers many different areas. INRIA, which is computer science and automation, medical research, INSERM, INRA for agriculture, nuclear science as well. And then the Pasteur Institute of Lille also does quite a bit of research and has association with the university. Some of our big university research clusters, so the University Hospital for the medical researchers, Cancer Research Center, a research on precision medicine for diabetes that's very new, an Energy Transition Institute, a research institute on railroads, and the Technology Transfer Unit. One thing that I forgot, I realized, is a brand new Institute for Artificial Intelligence that we've just opened up, which has also just received funding for around 30 PhDs. So that's quite interesting as well for anyone interested in artificial intelligence. We also have what are called LabX, or projects that have a label of excellence, which just means that they've been identified as being high quality research infrastructure and laboratories that have received extra funding from the French government to develop their projects. So I won't go through all of these, you can look through them yourselves, but you see that they go across several different areas. And then just some more examples of some of our science and technology platforms. So in quite a few different areas, as you can see there, communications, engineering, chemistry, biology, and computing. And then since we're quite developed in biology and healthcare, I've just put up a few examples of some of our healthcare platforms. So this is quite important, obviously, these days, since we are in the middle of a pandemic. So we've been able to use our research platforms and all of the research infrastructure, such as the Pasteur Institute and the University Hospital and other research labs, to consolidate and organize research around finding a cure for COVID-19. We've created a big task force around this problem. This gives it just an idea of some of our research challenges, some of the areas that we're looking at. So we have a lot of work in green energy and transportation, things that are around climate, cybersecurity and other areas of security, food security as well, and a lot of work on sort of inclusion and well-being. And some of these are regrouped in one of our big research projects, which centers around 4 research hubs. So precision health, science for a changing planet, what's called digital world at the service of people. It's also often titled human-friendly digital world, which is about new technologies and how to make them better interact with humanity and society. And then changing culture, societies, and practices, which includes research on organizations and institutions, inclusion for vulnerable populations, and European studies. We also, for those who are interested in doctoral studies, we have a Marie Curie co-fund doctoral program called Pearl, which is on these research themes that you just saw here. And this is provides funding for 30 research students, which must be from outside of France. So this is only for foreign students. So you see in the bottom right here, the calendar for 2021. So quite soon they'll be publishing on the Pearl website PhD projects that students can apply to be selected to do. And if you're selected, you can see here that you have, for your 3-year PhD, you have quite a generous salary. So with a monthly salary plus a sort of living allowance to try and help you do your research. And as part of this, also you have a minimum research internship, or either with a partner university or with an industrial partner. This is a very interesting program. On the international side, then, as I already mentioned, we have several diplomas in English. We offer extensive mobility placement in over 500 partner universities. For students who are coming in to the university, we have French classes if you don't speak French, or if you need some help with your French. We offer help finding accommodation and an orientation week to help you get around Lille and see how things work at the university. We will also help you with your study agreement and your course selection, and make sure that if you come as a mobility student, we'll make sure that your credits are recognized at your home institution. Or if you come to Lille as a degree seeking student and you do a mobility outside of France, obviously we'll help you with that as well. I already mentioned as well the Erasmus Mundus MA degrees. We also have some other joint diplomas. You can find a list on our website. We offer some intensive summer schools and also even some winter schools. And then we also offer students the possibility to do their traineeship abroad every year. For students who are doing a diploma in Lille, we have something called the international label, which just is a way of having an extra recognition of the international aspect of your degree. So students who have an international label have taken a course in intercultural communication, they've done a study abroad, and they have achieved a certain level of competence in a foreign language. So that's what the international label is. Some of the activities, so beyond the GV, the Student Immersion Days, which are a series of activities to help students get to know the university and get to know Lille if they're from outside of Lille, and understand all the different services available at the university. We also have, and those are for all students, so it's not just for international students, for all of our students at the university. The welcome days are especially for our international students. So those are to help international students understand how the university works, how their schedule works, how life in Lille is organized, and what are all of the different cultural aspects that are available. And we also, because we're so interested in having international students, we also have a week in November called International Student Week. We just finished it, actually. It was virtual this year, obviously, during which we put together a lot of activities where students, international students and non-international students, so French students, participate. The idea is to help our French students understand what it's like to be a foreign student in Lille, but also to encourage them that they should do their study abroad as well. So there's a lot of sharing of the different cultures and talking about mobility and how important it is to us and to our students. And then Lille is a huge campus, as I said, so we have quite a few services just that are open for all of our students, careers office, medical service, sports, cultural services. We have a cinema on campus. We also have exhibition spaces, festivals for theater, several different university libraries. So there's all kinds of things to do, and it's really a great place to go. And so I really encourage you to check that out. And then obviously we offer French classes either during the school year or also in the summertime for students who are interested in trying to achieve some level of proficiency in French before they start classes with us. We also have the Learning Center, which is a sort of library, but also provides spaces for students to meet with one another. It has a cafe, has conference rooms, all kinds of things going on there. I keep talking about health services. So Eura Santé is a development agency. I didn't realize there was so much on health in this presentation, even though I did look at it myself before. So Eura Santé is for researchers and project managers in health. We have a really good medical school and we have a really good university hospital. It's one of the best in France. And so we really are proud of what we do in the healthcare sector. So I'm going to stop there. Thank you very much. I really encourage you to check us out. I have, oh no, I forgot the Maison Internationale. So now I'm sorry, now I feel like my presentation is going off the rails. So this is just the Maison Internationale, the International House. It's just where you find the services for international students. Some information on our Reflex University Residence, which is also dedicated for international students and staff, and the university libraries. So here's some contact information for you. So this is Parcoursup, actually wouldn't really apply to students who are from outside Europe, but study in France through Campus France, of course. And also our websites are here, our Facebook and our Instagram. So I encourage you to take a look. Lille's a great place. So I'm not French, if you haven't figured that out yet. But I came to Lille 20 years ago on exchange and I never left. So you can see that Lille is truly a great place. So please take a visit. So thank you very much for your time. And I think we have a little time for questions. But I'll take down the, shall I take down the presentation? Je laisse comme ça?
Maybe we can leave it in case someone wants to write down the contacts.
Sure.
Thank you very much, Mrs. O'Connor, for your extensive and informative presentation. Let's see if we have maybe some questions from some of our participants about the University of Lille or about any study opportunities that you could have there.
So I apologize. I'm sure I spoke really fast. That's the problem when you're a native speaker. You tend to talk fast.
No.
So.
That's fine. No, in the meantime, I wanted to say that we actually have some students from Kosovo who went to the University of Lille on a scholarship from the French government, and I know that they had an incredible experience there. It was for, I think, European studies, and they actually ended up really falling in love with the city and having a very good time there. So
it's really a beautiful city, and it's a really nice area. It's very different from the rest of France. You know, it's not the wine and cheese France. It's beer and French fries France, but that's good too. Everyone enjoys the beer, and since we're close to Belgium, there's always the French fries or chips. And it's really a special place, and it's a very friendly city. And the students who come always feel like they're very welcome in Lille at the university.
Personally, I would like to thank you very much, Kathleen, because first of all, I'm very happy that we are concluding this day with University of Lille. The presentation was very, very nice and very enthusiastic. So I agree with you about Lille and about the region, of course, because I'm like you from La Région des Hauts-de-France. And legends say that when you are coming in the north of France, you are crying, but when you are leaving, you are crying too. So that means that people, are very, it's a really very, very nice place to be. And of course, to be student in Lille, of course, I'm not natural, but I did my studies in Lille and Lyon. And it's clear that in Lille, you keep a very good memory because you are everything close to your arm and your hands. So culture, good food, good wine, and with beer, of course, with cheese. It's a very nice region. So I would be very pleased if some students will to go to Université de Lille. And it's a very incredible university. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And please, students, if you're watching and you're interested, please feel free to get in touch with us. We're very happy to answer any questions by email.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, everybody. I think if participants don't have questions, maybe this will conclude our webinar.
Great. Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you again for presenting the University of Lille. Thank you to everybody who participated in this third Universities Fair, and feel free to...
maybe see some of you in Lille next year, but please come see us. Thank you very much.
In fact, I will be the oldest students coming in Lille in beginning of January, because we'll meet in January.
That's right. Yeah. We'll see you here. You'll be the first.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye-bye. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, everyone. Bye.
Bye.